Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees, the podcast. Well, Vladdy's staying put. Yeah, I know it's Toronto Blue Jays news, but it does affect the Yankees and the AL East, so worth reporting. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. signing a kind of a surprising and whopping $500 million 14-year contract extension, which comes with a full no trades clause. So basically, Vladdy Guerrero Jr. would have to approve any sort of trade that happens, which meaning he's probably not going to go anywhere in the near future, which again is probably good news for the Yankees overall. And so we'll kind of reflect on that as well, get into the this recap the weekend series against Pittsburgh. Yankees taking 2 out of 3. Could have maybe possibly gotten swept, had a little comeback thing going on the Sunday finale game, but fell a little bit short there. But get into the whole thing. But before we get started, check your page. Look at your screen. Is there something that says follow, like, subscribe? I want to get more of this, whatever it is. Log in to have to do that. Whatever it is, make sure you do that. Follow the podcast, Section 420 Talkin Yankees, the podcast. And there's also the YouTube version of the show afterwards. Go to YouTube, visit, type in, search for Section 420 Talkin Yankees, and subscribe there as well. So, Vladdy Guerrero Jr. has kind of been dangling around like a carrot really for the past couple of off seasons and even during the regular season as sort of potential trade bait. And you hear maybe the Mets might be interested in him, and maybe the Yankees might be interested in him. And then, obviously we know his stance for years, saying how he hated the Yankees, but then kind of this past off season sort of backed off that, saying he would be open playing for the Yankees there. And it was this kind of foregone conclusion he would be traded at some point, just because obviously it didn't seem like Toronto would pay him a big max contract at his age and stuff like that, and really commit to him. You're almost better off if you could trade him off. You could probably get like 4 or 5 great prospects and kind of rebuild from there. And that's typically, you'd think that's what they would do. But again, Toronto surprisingly forking up the big bucks there. Okay, $500 million, a 14-year extension, which, it's just weird. I mean, Toronto's like, they've been trying. They kind of got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They tried with Ohtani. They tried with some of these Japanese pitchers. They struck on all of them. Then you see, all right, they offer a big contract to Anthony Santander. Okay, he's a good player, but, I don't know if there's someone you build around. Then, of course, they bring in Max Scherzer, who he's hurt already, which you knew that was going to happen. So it's like they've been trying, but not trying. They got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I don't know. I'm not sure if they really know what they want to do. So maybe they just feel like, all right, we need a win. We need a victory. We need something. So and I guess since they spend really big money on other players that we're trying to woo over here, they figure, all right, we'll stick with Vladdy Guerrero Jr., which, again, I think overall it's good news for the Yankees. If you want to say that, almost keep them like marooned there, keep them on the island, Toronto, because again, I just don't see them really being any sort of threat even the next couple of seasons there. Unless they have like a stacked farm system that we don't know about, they could supplement that. I just don't think Vladdy Guerrero Jr. and Santander or like Bo Bichette are really going to do anything much there. So any sort of big leaps and bounds, unless they have some big plans this next offseason to get even more players. I mean, they would almost have to buy an entire team, which I just don't see possible. So again, I really don't understand this move. I just think they would be better off selling him off, getting a bunch of good prospects and kind of rebuilding from there. But I guess they just want to go all in on this, and maybe they feel like they need to win. So again, but overall, I think it's good news for the Yankees. Would the Yankees been interested in him? Maybe. And I think I kind of mixed feelings on him. Yeah, of course, he's a good player. And the Yankees would need a first baseman for the long term. So we know Paul Goldschmidt, he's just here for 1 year. It's a 1-year rental at age 37. Unless he has a phenomenal season, I just don't think he's going to be here beyond this season. And if they do it, the Yankees are just going to go 1 year at a time. But again, we don't know what we got with Ben Rice. I mean, he's a first baseman as well. And look, he's raking so far kind of early this season. And, if he's someone that maybe you figure next year, or he could be your future first baseman, then you don't really need to spend big money or bring in someone like Vladdy Guerrero Jr. So, I just don't know if the Yankees would have been interested in him, especially after all the money they're giving Judge. And, yeah, they struck out on Soto, but this all the money they were willing to give to him. I don't put Vladdy Guerrero Jr. up there in the Soto level there. And obviously then since they signed him, they put the money on players like Max Fried, bought in Bellinger for a year, and maybe they'll pick up his option for next year as well, $25 million per year. So again, I just don't think the Yankees were going to be in on Vladdy Guerrero Jr. And obviously, you're a Yankee fan, you don't want to see him playing for the Mets. You don't want to see him and Juan Soto back to back in that lineup over the next decade there, and have to hear that from Met fans. So again, I think it's good news. And of course, you don't want him to support a place like Boston, where he would probably just rake off that green monster and hit balls over the wall there. And, Boston steadily could be a possible threat a little bit just with their pitching. And if they add him, to the mix there, I think eventually Rafael Devers will wake up. So if you have a lineup of Vladdy Guerrero Jr. and Devers and Bregman there, that could be kind of tough to deal with. So again, I just think it's good news. He stays in Toronto and stays there, no man's land. So again, he'll be with them for the next 14 seasons. Now, obviously, with the no trade clause, he has to approve any trade, which I don't. Is he going to be there for the entire 14 seasons? No. I can see it definitely a situation where maybe after year 3 or 4, he's going to want to get the heck out of there. And then, of course, that's maybe an opportunity when the Yankees can steal him and get a really good deal and get Toronto to eat some of that money. Kind of like the Stanton deal or when they originally got A-Rod from Texas. So that would be the time maybe when the Yankees would have interest in him. But for right now, I just don't think the Yankees would have been interested in him. And, of course, to get him, obviously this trade deadline, you would have to give up a boatload to get him. And, again, I'd rather just the Yankees keep their prospects, keep Spencer Jones, keep players like that, and let Toronto, have Vladdy Guerrero Jr. have a good time with them. And as for the Yankees themselves, again, off to a great start. Really, if you think about it, should be like 10-2. Again, they really gave away one of those games to the Diamondbacks. Of course, they avoided the sweep there and went to Pittsburgh. And what you liked about, obviously they had the first game where this, kind of came in and pounded Pittsburgh there, but also the last 2 games where the Yankees had, they came back. Now they came back on the Saturday game and took a big lead and won the game. Obviously they came back in the 9th inning, some drama there in the Sunday finale, but unfortunately with the ghost runner, they lost in extra innings there. Again, when you're especially on the road, you're in extra innings there with the ghost run. It's like you're almost guaranteed a loss. Dan Yankees, that was one of the problems last season. They lost a lot of extra inning games. So right now, not getting off on a good foot there as well. But still, take 2 out of 3. You'll take the win there. But of course, really what everyone's focusing on is called Trent Grisham. Just getting some opportunities. Obviously, we know he's going to be a late inning defense guy, but of course, getting a little bit more playing time and is paying off. And right now, if you look at him this season, in 22 at bats, he's hitting .455. He's got 10 hits, 3 home runs already, including 2 home runs in the Saturday Pittsburgh game, 9 RBIs, and he's slugging Judgian type numbers, .909. So doing it with the bat now. Is he going to keep that up the whole season? No. And, Boone mentioned that, look, last season they really didn't give him as much playing time as he would like. And, of course, we know with the Yankee situation, they have a crowded outfield, because with Soto and Judge out there. He didn't get a ton of playing time. So if he's going to be in there for late inning defense with Jason Dominguez, so he's probably going to get more at-bats and more opportunities this season than last season. And so far, it's been paying off. And what you like about this Yankee team, of course, yes, Judge is raking and off to a great start. And but no, I don't think Judge is going to hit 70 or 80 home runs. But this off to a really start. And he's really, just you hear those words, not around the Yankee universe, but just around baseball, he's kind of taking that mantle a little bit away from Ohtani. As people kind of going to go like Judge, Ohtani, who's the better player, who's the best player in the game. But right now, a lot of people are kind of really pointing that to Judge right now as the best hitter in this game right now at this point. And hey, right now you have to say that. Judge right now is the man right now in Major League Baseball. So we'll see how long he keeps that up. But what you like about this Yankee offense, it's the other guys down the lineup. It's Volpe's hitting well. Jason Dominguez hitting well. I know he only has the 1 home run, but again, hitting well at the bottom of that lineup, and he was part of the 9th inning rally in the Sunday game against Pittsburgh. So really up and down this lineup, the Yankees doing really well. Austin Wells, doing okay. Even Oswaldo Cabrera had a couple of big hits there in the Saturday game. So you like that. Now, we saw that last season with Volpe and Cabrera. They got off to a good start in the Houston series and good start to the season, then kind of, faltered out a little bit. So hopefully they could keep up that. And it's not just Judge doing it. It's the young guys down the lineup as well. The Jason Dominguez, Cabrera, Volpe, Ben Rice, as well there. So again, if the Yankees keep that up, again, that is good things for this lineup for the rest of the way. And again, hopefully at some point when Stanton rejoins his team, this thing could really thrive. And as our friend Adam Ottavino, I hate to say I was right. Now I was right and I was wrong. I was right, but I was wrong. But I did when they originally signed him, I said he would more or less. I titled the episode "A Rental," which they rented him as soon as Devin Williams was back from paternity leave. They designated for an assignment, but he is coming back yet again. So Yankees sending down Brian Hedrick. Again, he was one of the lefties out of the pen there, to AAA to make room for him. And so now Adam Ottavino, yet again, will join the Yankees for, I guess technically this is his 4th time joining the New York Yankees. And we'll see how long he stays. Now, the Yankees are also getting Ian Hamilton back finally from his infection. Again, he had got a slow start to his spring. So now, when Hamilton comes back, are they going to designate Ottavino again? Maybe. So if you're looking for Ottavino, but he had a long term, probably not. 39 years old. Again, he was okay in some of the batters he faced, so, I don't think the Yankees might have interest in it. I just don't know if there'll be any room for him. But at least he's back for the Yankees for a 4th time, so let's see how many days this one lasts. We'll catch you next time.